अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. A very good morning to one and all. Offering our humble pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Dr. Sri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji and seeking the blessings of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, I, Dr. Nagashri V from Department of Physiology and
I, Dr. Poonam DN from Department of Anatomy,
welcome you all to today's program. We have gathered here today to formally welcome and induct the new batch of MBBS students to JSS Medical College under the aegis of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysuru. It's a special and much awaited day in every student's life, since it is the beginning of new journey to achieve the set goals and have a successful life ahead.
first and foremost, we would like to congratulate each one of you for having successfully stepped into MBBS course at JSS Medical College, which is one of the most prestigious institutes in India. Today we have with us our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, Professor Family Medicine, Pediatrics, Clinical Ethics, Medical Education from St. John's Medical College, Bengaluru. President, Dr. Surinder Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. Our guest of honor, Dr. Manjunath Abhi, Registrar, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. Dr. Vishal Kumar Gupta, Dean Academics, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. Our beloved Principal, Dr. H. Basavana Gaudappa, Medical Superintendent, JSS Hospital, Dr. C.P. Madhu. Vice Principal, Clinical, Dr. Mantappa M. Vice Principal, Paraclinical, Dr. Praveen Kulkarni. Convener of Medical Education Unit, Dr. Arun M. Co-convener, Dr. Pushpalata K. And Shri S.R. Satish Chandra Sir, Administrative Officer, JSSMs.
I now call upon Ms. Manaswini Mohan and Ms. Aditi Vasudevan to invoke the blessings of Almighty for today's program.
गणनाथं भजरे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं 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 भजरे नागयज्ञसूत्रधरम् नागयज्ञसूत्रधरं नादलयानन्दकरं नागयज्ञसूत्रधरं नादलयानन्दकरं श्रीगणनाथं भजते आगमादिसन्नुतम् अखिलदेवपूजितं भोगिशालिभावितं योगिशालिसेवितं रागद्वेषादिरहितरमणीयहृदयमयुतं श्रीगुरुगुहसम्मुदितं चिन्मूलकमलस्थितं श्रीगणनाथं भज रे शीतपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं भज रे.
Thank you, Ms. Manaswini Mohan and Ms. Aditi Vasudevan. I would now like to invite Dr. Arun M., Convener, Medical Education Unit and Professor of Forensic Medicine, JSS Medical College, to deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning to all of you. At the very outset, I submit my respectful pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Shri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji, the founder of JSS Mahavidyapita. I seek the blessings of His Holiness Jagadguru Shri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, present Pontiff of JSS Mahavidyapita, Suttur Mutt, and Chancellor of JSS AHR. I take this opportunity to extend warm welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, who is Professor of Pediatrics, Emergency Medicine, Medical Education Unit from St. John's Medical College. Thank you, sir, for being with us as chief guest. I welcome Vice Chancellor Dr. Surinder Singh, Vice Chancellor of JSS AHR, for gracing the function as President of the function. We welcome you, sir. With us, we have Dr. B. Manjunath, Registrar of JSS AHR, as guest of honor. We welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Vishal Kumar Gupta, Dean Academics, JSS AHR. Welcome you, sir. I welcome our beloved Principal, Teacher of the Teachers, Dr. H. Basangadappa, Principal and Dean Faculty of Medicine for this function. Welcome you, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Mantappa, Vice Principal, Clinicals, JSS Medical College and Hospital. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Praveen Kulkarni, Paraclinical, Vice Principal, JSS Medical College and Hospital. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Mr. S.R. Satish Chandra, Administrative Officer, JSS Medical College. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. C.P. Madhu, Medical Superintendent and In Charge Director, JSS Hospital. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome my colleague, co-coordinator, Medical Education Unit, Dr. Pushpalata. Welcome you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to welcome heads of the departments of various departments who have assembled here, teaching and non-teaching staff. A warm welcome to all of you. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all fresh entrants, students of 2024 batch who have enrolled as new members of JSS family. And I take this as a proud opportunity to extend a warm welcome, and you will be the part of JSS family and will be carrying the rich legacy of this institution. Welcome you all. I also welcome the proud parents who have come here with their wards, with their dream fulfilled of getting their wards admitted to a premier institute for their medical education. I welcome all parents for this program. I also welcome members from print and visual media, and I welcome all helping staff, non-teaching staff for making this function, and I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you to the program, sir.
Deepajyoti Parabrahma, Deepajyoti Janardanaha, Deepo Haratu me Papam, Deepajyotir Namostate. Light expels darkness. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by knowledge and wisdom. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to symbolically inaugurate the program by lighting the lamp.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः ज्योतिर्परं ब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनम् हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Thank you, respected dignitaries. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, to release the academic calendar. I request the other dignitaries to kindly join, sir. This academic calendar gives a detailed description about JSS Medical College, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, student support communities, teaching learning programs for the next 4.5 years, examination details, and many more. Thank you, respected dignitaries. Now I request Dr. Mantappa M., Professor of General Medicine and Vice Principal Clinical, JSS Medical College, to administer the oath to the students.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to the proud parents and also all the newly joined MBBS students. I think there must be a sense of fulfillment or achievement because all of you would have cherished the dream of joining MBBS course, and today the dream has come true and you are all here. So before I administer the oath, I request all the students to open your file, and there is a copy of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's oath. Please take it out. All of you have got it? Okay. Now I request all the students to stand up. Please raise your right hand to the level of your shoulder, right shoulder, with palms down. You can watch me with palms down. And now I am going to read the oath, and you can just repeat after me. Okay, let us begin. I realize that small aim is a crime. I will have a great goal in my life and work hard to achieve that goal. I will acquire the knowledge continuously. I will sweat sweat. I will persevere to achieve the goal. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. I'll be a good member of my family, a good member of the society, a good member of my state, a good member of the nation, and a good member of the world. I will always try to save or better someone's life without any discrimination of caste, creed, language, religion, or state. Wherever I am, a thought will always come to my mind. That is, what can I do for you? I will never get addicted to liquor, smoking, and gambling. I will always try to retrieve at least 5 people from addiction and help them to lead a quality of life. I will always remember the importance of time. My motto will be, let not my winged days be spent in vain. I will plant at least 5 trees in my neighborhood and grow. I will always work for making my village clean, city clean, and state clean, so that my earth will be clean and green. I will do all my best to achieve energy independence by 2030. As a youth of my nation, I will work and work with courage to achieve success in all my tasks and enjoy the success of others. I am as young as my faith and as old as my doubt. Hence, I light up then the lamp of faith in my heart. My national flag flies in my heart, and I'll bring glory to my state and the nation. I hereby swear that I'll uphold these oaths given by Dr. Kalam in my life and achieve success in all my tasks. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Thank you, sir, for administering the oath to the students. I now invite Dr. H. Basavana Gaudappa, Dean Faculty of Medicine, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, and Principal, JSS Medical College, to address the gathering.
Good morning to one and all. At the outset, I submit my sincere pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji, who founded Mahavidyapita exactly 70 years back. And he created first the free hostel for the students to learn in government medical college and other institutes where the education was important. Later on, he realized education is the only remedy for the social evils. And he went on establishing the schools and colleges in the rural areas, and millions of students have been educated through this Vidyapita. The details of that in brief is there in your academic calendar. So first thing that you have to do is the organization details where you are going to study for the next 4.5 years plus 1 year internship. The second is our present pontiff, Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, who is the Chancellor, very dynamic spiritual influencer, whose blessings are always there on all of us, and who created these kind of institutions and opportunity for all of us to work and try to give you what you got admitted for, that is medical education of quality. I submit my pronouns to his lotus feet. Then we have our founder, Vice Chancellor of this academy, present Pro Chancellor, Dr. B. Suresh, in 2008, though the institution started in 1984, has been giving quality medical education, and 5,000 plus doctors have come out of this institution, and they are serving everywhere across the country, across the globe. They have brought a lot of laurels to us. And this medical college was earlier under Mysore University, later on under Rajiv Gandhi University, till the time in 2008, JSS Academy of Higher Education Research started. And that was the JSS University beginning. And in 15 years, it has gone up in leaps and bounds in the quality performance in education and social service. That's how this year, in 2012, 24 June 12, JSS Academy of Education Research and Medical College were awarded the world rank number 1 in SDG 3, that is good health and well-being. And that is all possible because of the seeds sown by our Pro-Chancellor and the present Vice-Chancellor and the Registrar and the entire team of university, which has been helping us to grow further in quality. So you are all lucky to join here. And I welcome today's guest, Sanjeev Levin, who is a great medical educationist. And he will be inspiring you for the first day of entry to this college. Welcome you, sir, and thank you for accepting to be here with us. Our current Vice Chancellor, Dr. Surinder Singh, is a man of dynamic actions. And what all was started with Dr. B. Suresh, Dr. Surinder Singh has taken it forward. And we were graded as among the top 500 universities in the world. And we have been maintaining the rank of national rank of top 50 last 7-8 years. And this year we have been moved up from 34 last year. We are now ranked 24 in NIRF ranking. That was all because of the dynamic actions provided and administration provided and support given by our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Surinder Singh, our Registrar, Dr. B. Manjunath, our Dean of Academics, Dr. Vishal, my 3 Vice Principals here, and our Medical Superintendent, Dr. C.P. Madhu, our Administrative Officer, and all this staff, teaching and non-teaching staff, have made this to happen. And I'll not take much time because there is a guest to inspire you. I'm just giving you the glimpses. 3 things that you should remember. I'll give 3 examples, just a minute of talk. I got admitted in 1976 to engineering course. And then a month later, my father came running. Those days, there was no email communication and there was no communication properly. It used to come by a letter of communication. Came running with a letter, and then you got admission to medical college. I was passionate to be an engineer, and I resisted joining, and then he forced me that there is no doctor from my village, you must come, and join the medical course. So reluctantly I joined. Once I joined, 6 months I was cursing my father. Then later on, I had no regrets because I could focus, study, and score top, and I could reach the convocation ceremony of Mysore University to receive the gold medals as a topper in medicine. So, the essence is, you might have been thinking that I would have joined that college, that course, this course. Now you are here with us. We are there to give you what you want. And your aim has to be focused and dedicatedly work and be a good student and achieve. You will achieve what you want really. So that is one essence, one example. Second example is B.C. Roy. For example, of perseverance. You should never give up. Okay. So he also got, when he plus 12, he applied for both engineering stream and medical stream. He would have joined whichever institute gave him the offer first. It is the medical stream letter that came to him first, and he joined there. He saw the inscription which he carried till the last breath of his life. Whatever work you do, whatever work you put your hand on, do it with your full might, and outcome will be always great. That's what he did. he succeeded in two streams, politician as well as academician. There is no example of an individual who was a corporate person, mayor of this Calcutta city. Then he became chief minister of West Bengal for 2 terms before he died. That is the political stream. Academic stream, he passed with distinction, medical course. He sailed with a few amount of money that he had because he had lost his mother early. Father was not able to support him. He lived frugally, studied by borrowing books because he could not purchase, and then became a very good graduate outcome at the end of MBBS. Sailed to England in St. Bartholomew's Hospital. The dean there was not willing to admit an Asian student, an Indian student. Then he went on approaching every day. 35th attempt of approach to get into residency, he succeeded. That means he never gave up. In 1 year, 3 months, he acquired 2 degrees with a great success. He never stayed back in England, came back to India, served and became academician, teacher, then vice chancellor. So, if that can happen, it's only because of the perseverance. Never give up. Committedly work. With these few words, I will not take much time. I welcome all of you for this institution. My teachers will do all their best efforts to help you. There will be problems. It won't be a smooth sailing. There will be challenges, but you'll always get help by our teachers, supporting staff, guides will be there. There is a student support cell. Safety is ensured. There is avenue for you to be comfortable, but you should study joyfully. Okay? And outcome will always be there. It will be great. With these few words, the academic calendar gives you everything from the day 1 till you appear for your first MBBS exam, what all can happen, when will be your internals, when will be your final exam. All the details are very meticulously planned, and I thank my medical education unit, Dr. Arun and Dr. Prashpalata, and my vice principals, Dr. Praveen and Suma, who is not here today. You'll be seeing her later, and our Mantappa on the clinical side, and medical superintendent will help you during your clinical posting in the hospital. We have one of the wonderful hospital which has 1,800 beds. Clinical material is there to teach you the quality of skill and competency that you have to learn to become a good doctor. My ultimate goal of everyone in life is to be happy, to keep others happy, never think of harming anybody, and always try to smile at, if there are 10 people in front of you, if you smile, what will you get back? You will get back 10 smiles in return with no investment. But if you scream at somebody, stare at somebody for nothing, you will get those in multiplication. So act like what you want to receive from in this world. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. I now invite Dr. Vishal Kumar Gupta, Dean Academics, JSS AHER, to address the gathering.
Seeking the blessings of His Holiness Swamiji, my greetings to the Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Sanjeev, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Surendra Singh, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and the Principal of JSS Medical School, Dr. Baswan Gaudappa, Registrar, Dr. B. Manjunatha, the Medical Superintendent at the JSS Hospital, Dr. C.P. Madhu, Vice Principals of Medical School, Dr. Mantappa, Dr. Praveen, the Sri Satish Chandra, your Administrative Officer, and the Medical Education Unit represented by Dr. Arun and Dr. Pushpalata, all my other dear colleagues, wonderful students, and parents. It's my privilege to address you on the induction program of the first year MBBS. It was a dream for many of you that someday, a dream of your parents that someday all of you will be doctors, because doctors are regarded almost next to God. So when you have chosen this profession and you have come down, the onus and the responsibility is enormous upon you. You belong to a special category of people who will be looked upon at very high esteem in the society. And you are representing the dreams of also your parents. Your parents have put in a lot of efforts to see to it that what you have to become. They have spent sleepless nights being with you all the time, and they'll continue to do so. But you're stepping into a career which demands much more beyond the curriculum. As a Dean Academics, there are a lot of things to be told into the curriculum, but I would like to offer you some advices which are beyond the curriculum and which is very essential for pursuing your dream of becoming a doctor. First and foremost, the important thing you'll have to learn is you have to embrace learning. Remember that the medicine field is constantly evolving. There were times that it was stagnant, but you also know with the upgradation of the technology, a lot of newer things will be happening in the medicine field on day-to-day basis, which may not be a part of your curriculum. So always try to learn the additional things which will be very, very helpful for you. Always be curious. Books are there to be read, but your curiosity should not go off. You should be always ready to learn new things. And the doctor or the MBBS program, whether you do MD, MS, and further specializations, it is a lifelong learning process. So never stop learning whenever you join this course. Second thing, as told by our principal, we will have to remember that you have to be compassionate. Compassion is not taught in the books, but it is an art which is to be learned by you. You're dealing with the patients. Patients, how they'll be. If you're a patient, somehow you'll be always anxious because health is everything for us. So you'll have to understand their mental state. You'll have to know their feelings. You have to gel with them. You have to be compassionate to their feelings. Then only you will be very good doctors. So that's why compassion is a very important aspect which you'll have to learn at all the given points of time. Third important aspect is you'll have to learn to take care of yourself. This course demands a very high physical rigor as well as mental rigor. You should be mentally very, very strong. And the job profile demands that you are supposed to work for a little longer hours because the demands of the patients are very, very high. So you'll also have to learn to take care of yourself. Don't neglect your health. Once you start taking care of yourself in a good manner, you will be able to take care of the patients in a very good manner. So that also you'll have to learn, that taking care of yourself. Medicine, all of you are rankers, all of you cleared one of the most toughest examination in the country, the NEET. After IIT, this is ranked number 2 examination. You are cleared. It's not a mean task. There are lakhs of students taking this, and only few clear them and are able to get into prestigious institutions. So what you'll have to learn. So all these efforts was your solo effort. You've done individually, you studied alone, or some of you might have studied group studies. But when you join this professional course in MBBS, you'll have to learn that you'll have to work as a team, be a team player. When I talk about the team, it's not just your friends, your doctors, or your teachers, or the supporting staff. You'll have to work with the nurses, you'll have to work with the technicians, and a lot of other allied healthcare professionals. So you'll have to learn to be part of the team, then only you'll be able to excel in your life. Fifth and the last point is always hold on to your integrity. When you're dealing with patients, you get into a lot of situations, but integrity is one thing which you should never lose. So with these few words, I wish you all the best and congratulations to all of you again for being part of this wonderful journey to serve the society. Remember this very important line, that you are here to serve the society, to look after the healthcare needs. And because of you all, in the future, the world will be a very happy and healthy living space. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your motivational words. I now invite Dr. Manjunatha B., Registrar, JSS AHER, to address the gathering.
A very good morning to one and all. seeking the blessings of His Holiness, dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, proud parents, and the center of attraction today, my dear students. I think this is a very special day. So I also studied in the same college, and one of the proud parent here, Dr. Maganti Srinivas, he also studied in the same college. So we started our college on 8/8/88. Similarly, your day is also special. Today, the oath you took. Today is the birthday of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So I think you will never forget it in your life. So there are one point which I would like to mention here is this place is a perfect blend of spirituality, human touch, and technology. Spirituality with the blessings of Swamiji. Human touch is our excellent teachers, which you will encounter starting from teaching, your mentorship program, which is very strong. So there are 5 to 6 students allotted to one mentor. So they will not only talk to you about your academics, your personal, anything you can share with them, so that they will be the bridge between you and the parents. The technology part. So you've got an excellent library, online journals, online textbooks, excellent simulation lab. All these things will make you ready to straight away interact with the patients. So this, I am standing between you and Sanjay Lewis sir. We are very eager to hear to him. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Deepthi Tandaveshwar, Assistant Professor of Pediatrics, to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin.
Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Sanjeev Levin, our chief guest for today's induction program, who is a very well-known name, not only in the field of pediatrics, but is also one of the stalwarts in academics and medical education in India. Dr. Sanjeev Levin is a professor of family medicine, pediatrics, medical education, and clinical ethics at the esteemed St. John's Medical College and Hospital, Bangalore. Dr. Sanjeev Levin has done his MBBS, MD, and DNB in pediatrics and is currently pursuing an MBA in hospital and health systems management at TITS Pilani. He was also the WHO Fellow for Medical Education and has been trained in pedagogy, advanced course in medical education, and bioethics. He has been trained in disaster preparedness by the British Council and is a convener for the disaster relief and training. Sir has also undergone training for HIV care and management under the National AIDS Control Organization through the Institute of Human Virology, University of Maryland, Baltimore, USA. He began his career as a lecturer in the Department of Pediatrics at St. John's Medical College Hospital in Bangalore in the year 1997, and later went on to become the professor and head of Department of Pediatrics at St. John's Medical College. He was also the former Chief of Medical Services between 2017 to 22 at St. John's Medical College Hospital. He was also the head of medical education. He was the visiting pediatric expert on HIV and pedagogy curriculum development and AIDS relief to various African nations and has contributed immensely through the National AIDS Control Organization. He was part of the National Medical Council's group on developing the competency-based curriculum for undergraduate students and has also been part of the MD Pediatric Curriculum Review Committee as well. He has served in various administrative capacities at St. John's Medical College and Hospital. He is a member of the National AIDS Control Organization for Karnataka State. He was a member of the World Health Organization at Geneva, Timor-Leste, and WHO India. He was also a member of Board of Studies at the Manipal Academy of Higher Education and Research. He's been associated with the National Board of Examinations for Pediatrics, Family Medicine, and Faculty Development. Dr. Sanjeev Levin has guided innumerable medical and nursing students in research. His area of expertise includes curriculum development, innovating teaching learning methodologies, clinical ethics, evidence-based medicine, patient-centered quality, and value-based care. As an administrator in various capacities, his focus was on critical thinking, team building, leadership, communication, and analytical strategic planning. Dr. Sanjeev Levin has been conferred with various awards for his immense contribution to the field of pediatrics and medical education. In the year 1998, he was awarded as the visiting assistant professor of pediatrics at the McMaster University, Hamilton, Canada. He was bestowed with the Reverend Ferdinand Dr. T.A. Matthias National Award for Innovative Teaching in the year 2002. He has won the Pioneer Award for Excellence in Medical Teaching as the Best Teacher Award at St. John's Medical College, not once, but twice in the year 2003 and 2012. It is very difficult for me to summarize Sir's summary, which runs through long pages, but to put in a nutshell, Dr. Sanjeev Levin is a very passionate medical teacher, competent administrator, and an excellent clinician, whom I'm sure will be a great inspiration for our students who have embarked on the medical journey today. It's an honor, sir, to have you with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Surinder Singh, and other dignitaries to felicitate our chief guest. Thank you, respected dignitaries. Now I request our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, to address the gathering.
I think seeking his blessing from His Holiness and thanking the JSS institutes for inviting me. I think while we wait for a couple of minutes, I too started in engineering, but got into St. John's on the same day because the interview is held on the same day. As you know, I'm a brilliant student. And I scored 199% in maths in 10th standard, 99% in maths in 12th standard. And I went for the IIT exam because I was brilliant. And after 15 minutes, I put up my hand and said, can I leave? Because all the questions were application questions and I had no clue. They were not asking me the sums. If they gave me the calculus sums, I would solve it. I had no clue of all the knowledge I had collected and scored 99%. So I hope that every one of your students here realize that what you learned is useless unless you learn what is relevant and apply it, especially as a doctor. So that's one thing I realized, that I was no longer brilliant. I had to apply everything going forward. I just told you that I did badly and that you're like clapping. Okay, so we'll quickly go through. This is my journey of opportunities which I'd like to share with you. And when I look at it, I thought it directed to the students, the joy of being a doctor which I thought was what's a doctor supposed to do. Don't listen to people who tell you, no, doctor's supposed to do this, doctor's supposed to do that. You dream of what a doctor's supposed to be. And these are the lessons I learned from a journey of approximately 40 years, joining St. John's in 1981 and having an induction program like you. So I think most of you all will probably go forward in a similar way. You're going to do your undergraduate, hopefully pass in 4.5 years, finish your internship. You're going to probably do some service, do your post-graduation and become a physician. So when I take you to undergraduation, I started very early in my medical career. I graduated from a school. I was in a boarding school because I was too troublesome at home. I joined St. John's in 81, a very similar institution to JSS, beautiful campus, dedicated teachers. And my first lesson I learned during undergraduate was how to resuscitate a mosquito. And I was explained how to assess the airway, the breathing, and the circulation. Ultimately, I was doing chest compression on the mosquito and the mosquito died. That was my first lesson. I had academics, I had dissection like all of you all are going to do. And I had a lot of sports and games because we had the opportunity, and JSS also gives you that opportunity. And I even took part in extracurricular because I couldn't speak very well and couldn't sing, and nobody wanted to listen to me singing. I took to flower arrangement and won championships there. Not forgetting that the next day after the flower arrangement, I had the first lower limb viva. And I could not identify this thick structure, which the anatomy teachers here will explain to you. It's called the sciatic nerve, and you cannot miss it. You will learn it soon. So basically, undergraduates was about academics, physical activity, extracurricular hobbies, entertainment, and not forgetting your family. And first MBBS you learn very quickly that you need to balance your life throughout medicine. Otherwise, you burn out and you have issues. So you have to balance all those. After 4.5 years, you'll enter internship. So in my 5th year of internship, I was very excited about internship because for me, internship was the practical aspects of medicine. And I was surely going to do 2 years of rural service after I completed my MBBS. So my focus was on preparing myself to be a lone doctor in a hospital in rural India. And I chose postings which would help me, ICU postings, emergency postings, dermatology postings, which would help me become a good doctor when I'm the doctor in a rural area all alone. And I'll never forget during one of my postings, a 60-year-old male coming in with severe distress, breathing very fast, blue, indicating there was no oxygen. He had something called the pulsus paradoxus, and I could hardly hear his heart. And he was sitting in the wheelchair getting pulled into a small casualty where I was working. And I immediately understood, to impress the undergraduates who were posted with me as an intern, that there was pus around his heart. And I put a needle and a syringe attached to an ECG machine and pushed it into his heart, the covering of the heart, to take out pus. I took out a lot of pus, nearly about 50 to 60 ml of pus, and he lived. His cyanosis went away, and I shifted him to ICU. Only later I told the undergraduates, many years later, because I was trying to impress them, that there was little cotton stuck to below his xiphoid bone and in his chest walls. So I knew somebody had taken out pus before, but I never told the undergraduates because I was a brilliant doctor. That automatically reminds me that it's very important to get good fundamentals. your anatomy, your physiology, your biochemistry, your paraclinical subjects are very important to understand and read the right books and understand so that you become a good doctor ultimately. And people will tell you otherwise, but I strongly believe it is your responsibility to focus on good fundamentals, good funders to become a good doctor. After I did my internship, I served in rural India for 2 years. I worked mainly in Uttar Pradesh, Khairabad, and then later, which is Sitapur district, and then Masuri Dasna, which is in Ghaziabad district of Uttar Pradesh. It was tough. I was a city boy all my life and ended up in a small village. We had BBC radio. There was a television, but I wasn't allowed to sit with the others to watch the television. And I remember stories from that day. I remember a patient called, an elderly man, a farmer called Chowdhury, and he came and complained that he had maggots or worms in his nose. And I went on very diligently. I was brilliant, no? History. I took history detail. I did physical examination, checked pulse, blood pressure, temperature, then did RS, respiratory system, cardiovascular, abdomen examination. I was brilliant. I was perfect. And then later on, I asked for a torch to look into his nose, to look for the worms, to identify and diagnose. And I looked at his nose with the torch and he said, "Why are you looking at my nose?" It was complaint of his cow, which he had tied at the gate of the hospital. So you are sometimes going to remember that you're going to be a vet at sometimes, because you got to understand India to be a good doctor. Now, UP can be a very cold place, a lot of fog, difficult to travel. So many of our small hospitals don't have access to blood banks and to sophisticated labs. I remember an ex-army Jawan who was a security officer, 6 feet tall, hefty, very powerful looking, cycling to work in the morning to guard a security ATM. And he came in complaining of severe pain in the abdomen, in the stomach area. And I recorded his blood pressure and has found his blood pressure to be very low. I gave him IV fluids, elevated the lower end of the bed. My surgeon who was in my hospital had gone to the other Mussoorie in the hills and was on his way back, reaching in the night. I could not understand why his BP was low. In that part of India, we have a lot of duodenal ulcers, gastric or stomach ulcers with bleeds. So I thought that's what we were facing. But I got a little nervous and I asked for an X-ray standing up. And this lying down patient, I made him stand up to take the X-ray. And when I made him stand up to take the X-ray, he collapsed because the blood supply was inadequate to reach the brain. And this erect abdomen, he collapsed. I resuscitated him. When he became conscious, he said, "Now the stomach pain is all over. And now the stomach pain is in my left shoulder." And again, I remembered my textbooks in surgery, which told me that this indicated there was a bleed in the abdomen. And he turned out to have a splenic rupture. The spleen had incidentally ruptured, filling the abdomen with blood. And I tried to detect the blood using a needle, but it never came out. He was operated. When we operated him, my surgeon noticed that the aortic pulsations had become very feeble, indicating he was dying. And the surgeon put his hand in and held the spleen to stop the bleeding. And I was told to do cut downs in all 4 limbs. And we took the blood from the abdomen. What stays here, stays here. Don't tell anybody. We took the blood from the abdomen, filtered it in through gauze pieces into bottles, inverted it, and put it back into the patient in all 4 IV lines. He would have died because we had no blood bank. We were 40 kilometers away. It was fog. This patient would have died, and we saved him. He went home after 14 days, and it was an amazing experience for me working in a small hospital. The other patient we had in rural service, I didn't do. I just held a retractor. I was a young doctor. But they were all learning. I'm telling you about learning opportunities. Another rural service patient was a lady who had what is called antepartum hemorrhage. She was bleeding during a pregnancy. She had lost her baby because the heart rate of the baby was not detectable. We had no blood. Her hemoglobin, which is expected to be 12, 13 grams, was 3 grams or 2.3 grams when she came to us. She was dying in front of us. No blood, winter, in the middle of UP, couldn't get any blood from anywhere. We had to counsel the family and said the only thing to do is to save the woman. And the only way is to stop the bleeding. And we had another textbook called Datta. And I used to run to my class, my room, open Datta, find out what to do, come back, and then do it on the patient, enable to save the patient. Ultimately, we gave local anesthesia, which is a simple injection on the abdomen. She was unconscious, cut her open, took out the baby, sutured her up, did a cesarean section, did a hysterectomy, removed the uterus because the bleeding was not stopping. And ultimately, unfortunately, she died. We had no options, but the family was so grateful that we had attempted to look after and save her life. And so a lot of things would happen in those days, which you have to be more careful. But all I'm trying to tell you is the experiences, the mistakes, and the opportunities of learning. The district magistrate of Hapur, which is a town about 50 kilometers away from my hospital, had an accident. He was scalped. His entire scalp had come out and it was hanging from the back. And I was a junior doctor. He refused to go anywhere. I sat and I sutured him right across. First, I put my hand in to check whether he had fractures. There was no fractures. I then put the cap back on and I sutured him right around, leaving a small tube with a bag here so that any blood which accumulates there will collect there. I was shocked that he agreed to it. 7 days later, he came back. I removed his sutures. I think he's the chief secretary in one of the states now. I'm still trying to catch him. So remember, again, it's your textbooks, your teaching, and your practical experience which are going to make a difference. The book on that side is a Bailey Love Surgery, and Datta is a famous textbook of obstetrics which you learn as you go ahead. I came back to St. John's after 2 years of rural service, and I worked with a wonderful teacher called Patrick Kamath, who became head of Mayo Clinic's hepatology. And Patrick Kamath was a brilliant teacher. He then taught me how to use what is called a Sengstaken Blackmore tube to stop bleeding from the esophagus due to varicose bleed. And he introduced me into that. And as a young doctor, I would go around the hospital putting this tube in to all patients who had bleeds because I was a Sengstaken Blackmore doctor. What I learned so far was you had to have knowledge. You had to know your fundamentals. You had to have skills. And that's what I realized when I got into post-graduation. In my 9th year, so we're 9 years, so don't expect to go from 0 to 9 and 0 to 2. Medicine takes time and you're starting, you are 0, just to let you know. So you're starting at 0. In my 9th year, I got into my post-graduation. And then I recognized the importance of teachers. And some of my teachers, like late Dr. M.K. Chandrasekhar, he had a logbook of all the autopsies he had done as a doctor. He used to insist on fresh samples of urine microscopy being looked into by us under the microscope. And if he found an ECG, he would sit down and draw the ECG. So we used to hide the ECGs. Don't tell your medicine professors, especially your principal and all. Dr. Malati Yashwant was also my teacher, and she taught me how to observe. And I had this infant who was vomiting, and I had this list of diagnoses which I was trying to rule out, and I was doing all sophisticated tests, checking the fundus, etc. And she walked into the room and she looked at me from the door of the room and said, "What is that in the abdomen?" And there was movement across the abdomen and a nice bulge. I had failed to see. Maybe I saw, but I did not recognize what was called the pyloric stenosis. Again, anatomy. Again, observe, inspect before you touch a patient. There were other challenging teachers I've had. Perfectionists, painful. She's not here, so I can say it. Highly skilled, hands-on person. And you have to watch her sari. If the sari color changes, then you knew what trouble you're in or you had a good day. And that's my teacher, Dr. Swandareka Bhatt, who's still my teacher to this day. Another teacher I always remember was enjoyed teaching, humility, great pediatrician, is Dr. Subbarao, who taught me that the third part of learning is important as a doctor. Head, skills, and the ability to have empathy, sympathy, communicate, and counsel. You have to learn 3 things to become a doctor. It took me 10 years. You can do it in the next 5 years since you're in JSS. Remember that. Observation. Because of observation, which was taught to me, I had completed 8 publications by the time I had finished my post-graduation. We never knew this condition. Children came, in fact, there were 4 girls. All of them were 6 years old approximately. 3 of them came from Mysore Road to Bangalore. 1 came from Hoskote, which is the old Madras Road, to Bangalore. All 4 girls came with fever. 3 days after fever, they came with rash on the body, bleeding. All of them had shock. That means low blood pressure. All of them were resuscitated very confidently by the brilliant doctor overnight on duties. Next morning, the teachers were laughing at me that I was saying he was so sick, and no, the child is sitting up in bed. All of them had low platelets. All of the hemoglobin was very high, 16, 17. All of them had right-sided fluid in the lung. We did not know the condition. And then I cracked the diagnosis. Again, textbook. By mistake, there was a textbook on the nurse's station. I had seen all the 4 children over a period of time. Absolutely bored, I opened the textbook. And I opened the textbook, it fell open. It was called the Nelson textbook. It fell open to the middle pages, which had dengue, something called dengue. We did not know what dengue was in 1990. And I was reading it and I got so excited. I ran, showed my teachers, this is dengue. And for the first time in 92, we recorded and published dengue in South India, in Bangalore, which we never knew about till then. Of course, dengue now is, everybody knows, even the minister, prime minister, everybody knows about dengue. But that's what observation, and you have to be curious. Your teachers have just told you that, and you must ask questions. Here you will find a doctor, he was a pediatrician, Dr. M.D. Ravi, who's a brilliant researcher and a pediatrician. And he also indirectly is a teacher of mine because his classmate was my surgery teacher. In the 12th year, we're now 12 years, I became a teacher in St. John's, and I got baptized because I began to train pediatric advanced life, teaching people how to resuscitate patients. Remember the mosquito, which I failed? I then focused on educating people to save human lives. General pediatrics, I enjoyed general pediatrics. I learned so much. I loved the blood system, the hematology, the blood diseases, the growth charts. I loved renal diseases. I could do peritoneal dialysis, and I would go around the hospital doing peritoneal dialysis by myself. I would do intensive care, exchanging the blood of children, mainly for malaria in those days, because the malaria parasite had invaded so many red blood cells. I would do for cerebral palsy and neurology, I'd do different therapies, putting a mattress in my OPD room, sitting on the ground with the mothers to teach them exercises to improve children. There was dengue, there was HIV to learn. Medicine is constantly changing. You have to constantly learn. In my 13th year, it's not clear whether I came to the disaster or I brought the disaster. But in most cases, I was able to have my dream of saving lives. So I worked from 91 to 2014 in various disasters, 2 cyclones, 1 tsunami, 2 earthquakes, and a flood. And I was in the tsunami in Nicobar Islands as early as the 27th of December, 2 days after the tsunami had struck. We would get volunteers within 2 hours. We realized that disaster was not about medicine. It was about food, shelter, nutrition. we realized that the camps we created in Kilari, Marathwada, and in the cyclone of Gujarat were causing second disasters because we needed to prevent diseases. And that's why community health becomes so important. I had to help dig latrines, chlorinate water during these disasters. When we went to Kashmir, we realized the iniquities of people not being able to access care and difficult areas to work in. The Nicobars and the tsunami was also exciting. We flew in. I used to get a blank check from India Today if I was on the team for any amount of expenditure to take teams in. And we would sail, for example, reach Port Blair by air, sail by naval ships to the Nicobari Islands along with the Indian Navy. And we even see patients being brought on board at that time. We were then airlifted by helicopters. Can you imagine doctors doing this? I wish you follow a similar doctor-like life of excitement of what we did. Working on islands and camps, getting supplies which were absolutely useless, getting amino acids, which is protein mixtures given to disasters, God knows why, trekking from camp to camp, getting off the ship to reach the island. The jetties had been flooded. So we had to swim across to the jetty and to the island and back because communication was very difficult. We would splint patients, first aid, community health, first aid, evacuate them by helicopters, and we realized the need for teamwork. And that was already said to you, that you doctors better learn good teamwork. Of course, I also was very fortunate in my 13th year to simultaneously spend some time with Mother Teresa's Calcutta orphanage. So if ever get a chance, go to any orphanage and see how they look after people. And I was a brilliant doctor, just reminding you in case you forget. And this elderly man, I was supposed to feed him a glass of tea with 2 slices of bread. I said, nothing doing, no problem. I sat down. It took me 1 hour, 15 minutes to feed the patient because he kept coughing. He was elderly. I could not. And I realized how useless a doctor I was. And so therefore, you need to work with your nurses to learn to become a better doctor. We took students also regularly to North Indian rural areas because learning in a big hospital like St. John's or JSS hospital may not be ideal. You got to go to a smaller hospital to see how true doctors really work. My Mercedes-Benz, I am not the role model doctor. The doctor is a real role model who looks after, works in small hospitals with less resources is what India needs. And the experiences we had in the wards, in the operation theaters in those areas, amazing. I love teaching. So I started teaching teachers and I enjoyed it. It was yet another love. So basically medicine is about falling in love with patients, okay? So just be careful, otherwise causing more problems for the dean. Of course, I've had a lot of gurus along my way, and my medical education department was a wonderful team. And like JSS, our medical college, like JSS, has also grown in strength with all the programs we do. And you will develop friends. I never spoke to the other two on my, I think they're on my left. I never spoke to them because they were the next batch. They were junior to me by 1 year. But when we finished post-graduation, we became the strongest of friends and we were teachers together and we did so much together. So you're going to build people, friendships for the rest of your life going forward. And you will remember that the examiner is always king. And I am verily is the examiner. And you will learn only what I am going to ask you. So be careful about that. Because remember, purpose is still the queen. And when you enter medicine, be absolutely clear. The reason why you entered today on Abdul Kalam's birthday is the reason you should remember when you finish MBBS. People will tell you other things, but you remember why you really want to be a doctor. Of course, we managed to teach in Kenya, Nigeria, Botswana. I taught ethics from 92 onwards. I also dealt with multiple crises in charge of the intensive care. And I remember this little child, 8 years old, coming in nearly 15 years ago. And she had H1N1, which is an influenza-like virus had come to India for the first time, and her lungs collapsed, her heart failed, her kidney failed, her brain failed. She had septicemia, she had endocrine scale. So every chapter, but fortunately, every chapter happened one after another. So she taught me intensive care. And I'm happy to say she just finished an internship at St. John's in my department yesterday and now shifted to another department. So she survived not only me as a doctor, but she survived me as her teacher in the department. Of course, as Chief of Medical Services, like what we've all faced during the COVID epidemic, it was another challenge. In my institution, we had looked after over 30,000 fever patients, vaccinated over 43,000 vaccinated doses were given, looked after over 15,000 emergencies, and even lost 817 patients, which is a fantastic, relatively low mortality during COVID of 36 to 47%. We learned. I went on a sabbatical in my 25th year. So I had 25 years. And I went because I wanted a booster shot I didn't feel like a doctor. I was just doing cough, cold, cough, cold, cough, cold, cough, diarrhea, cough, cold, diarrhea. And brilliant doctors get bored. So I went to Africa and I worked in Africa, delivering to 7 countries and Guyana. My bosses were these 2 people. You may recognize the person on the right of the screen. He later became the CDC director, Atlanta. Africa was beautiful. The journey was wonderful, traveling in SUVs in the night through campfires, rowing on the Zambezi River to reach hospitals, flying on Cessnas, landing on riverbeds. And what excitement for 2 years. It rejuvenated me to be a rural doctor coming back to India, wanting to do more things. Rounds, fixing equipment, educating, teaching patients. It was a joy working with people, amazing people, and the reward was much more. I did some work with the World Health Organization because of my experiences, and the reward was always happy patients, happy children. Another small note to remember, now that you're becoming a doctor, if they ask on a flight, is there a doctor? Put up your hand, because if you give paracetamol on the flight or you do something, they upgrade you. So I've got 7 upgrades, not for paracetamol. I upgraded for other, some were good, some were not very good, but I got upgraded on 7 flights throughout my life so far. I also initiated a mobile clinic in rural areas in Tamil Nadu, where we look after 31 villages. I was part of the group. I did not lead it, but I had my young doctors who spent 2 years working on this mobile clinic, looking after patients, educating communities, doing minor procedures, all MBBS doctors. So everything is up to you and it is your purpose. But never forget your family, without which you'll be able to do nothing. Always remember, it is your family's support and love. And in my case, my parents, which I'd never be able to do anything without. And then somewhere in the mid-1990s, about 25 years of medicine, they said you have to have money. So I said, okay, so 25 years, no money, because we're St. John's, we don't get paid as much. This coat I bought only after the 26th year. And so I was asked by a friend, now how do we become a millionaire? How do we make money? We're doctors. I was told, marry a rich girl, and vice versa. Unfortunately, I did marry a rich girl. I was conned very badly. She was not rich in terms of money, but she was rich in terms of heart. So what I'm trying to tell you is your purpose, your definition of success should be joy and happiness and satisfaction in what you're doing. Money will never, you'll need money, but you will always get money ultimately. In fact, I got brought from Bangalore by car, paid by JSS. It will come, but you focus on your purpose. You focus on your purpose. Your definition of success should be joy and happiness. Your definition of success at the end of 25 to 40 years should be job satisfaction as a doctor and you've got great scope to be a very satisfied person because you help people. Success is not straight. There are ups and downs throughout life. It's going to start with your first anatomy, physiology, biochemistry class in the first week of next month. So remember that. You need to fix and have some discipline in your life at least 6 days a week. Study, don't miss out, don't fool around 6 days a week. Have a system, play a game, do something extracurricular, and study when you're supposed to study. Sunday, we're not looking at you. So 1 day a week, only the discipline, your self-discipline is going to help you achieve your goal. You will continue to strive for excellence, and excellence is not being the best. It is doing your best and enjoying and grabbing opportunities. Because ultimately, if you look at the journey I told you of 43 years, there were so many opportunities which I put up my hand and grabbed, and I gained from every one of the opportunities which I took, as well as the ones I missed because they were lessons learned. And to end, you need to end up like the good doctor. And the good doctor is about knowledge, is about skills, and is about heart. And your job is to learn all three, because the pursuit of happiness, remember that the journey itself of medicine is what makes your life beautiful. With that, I thank you for the opportunity and pray that you too find your purpose in life.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your journey and inspiring our young minds. I would now like to call upon Dr. Surinder Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, to render the presidential address.
Thank you. Welcome. Which program is left now? Board of the last. Residential address is always residential address is always the first time I gave Come, Parveen. Dr. Pushpalata is chair.
You also be seated. A minute won't matter. I think let them come. Dr. Arun also. Settled. You see that. So, very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I offer my respectful pranams to His Holiness Swamiji, the Honorable Chancellor of JSS Academy of Higher Education Research. And I extend my very warm greetings to the chief guest of today's program, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, who's a professor of family medicine at St. John's Medical College, Bengaluru, and a very eloquent speaker. We just heard him. And I was telling Dr. Biji that this is one of the best presentations I have ever seen during my last 5 years. So my also greetings to our principal of the medical college, Dr. Basanana Gaurappa. He is one of the best faculty we have got in our medical college. And I think one of the most loved teacher by the students, besides our Dr. Mantapa, who is the vice principal on the clinical side. I think he was voted as the best teacher by all the students this year. My greetings to our Dr. B. Manjunatha, the Registrar of JSS Academy of Higher Education Research, who is also a very able administrator. And he has a unique record of being the Registrar of this university for last 13 years. So he's having a continuity of working over here. My greetings to our Dr. C.P. Madhu, who is the medical superintendent of our JSS hospital and also the director in charge also. Dr. Vishal Kumar Gupta, who is the Dean Academics. Dr. Kulkarni, who is the Vice Principal of Paraclinical. Dr. Pushpalata, she is the co-convener of the Medical Education Unit at our JSS HR. Dr. Arun M., the convener of our Medical Education Unit. Mr. Satish Chandra, the Administrative Officer, JSS Medical College, with whom almost each and every student would have to deal with. So give him a big hand. Otherwise, there will be a problem for you. So now you have taken care of him. I think you will have all the issues settled out for yourself. I think today it has been a very, very fortunate day for all of us to have Dr. Sanjeev Levin with us, because he is one of the most respected person in the medical fraternity in this region of our, not only Mysore, Bangalore, but entire country as such, and has worked in WHO in various positions. So now I'd like to extend my very heartiest congratulations to all the students and the parents, and extend a very warm welcome to all of you to today's program also. And I extend a very warm welcome to the students, because see, each one of you who are sitting over here, I think that enormity of what all you have gone through, I don't know whether it dawns on you or not, because just a decade back, not more than 6 to 7 lakh students would appear in the NEET exam for MBBS. This year, I am told it was a record 24 lakh students appeared. And out of those 24 lakhs, you are the 241 sitting over here who are the best in the country. So you should feel very proud of you. And similarly, the parents of all of you sitting on my left side, they should also feel very proud of each one of you who are sitting over here. And that's why I feel very proud to be standing over here and welcoming you all, because you are the one of the best and the brightest who could go through that turmoil of getting through the NEET and making it to JSSHR. I also can assure you that as not only as a vice chancellor, but also as a proud parent, that one of my own child, my daughter, she did her MBBS from here itself. So like the parents sitting on my left side, my wife, she was sitting in 2013, and my daughter was sitting on the side when she came for the induction program. And as a proud parent, we both were sitting on the front sofa when she got her graduation degree. And same year in 2019, by November, I was the Vice Chancellor also of JSS because I got the offer of becoming the Vice Chancellor. So I resigned from my 30 years of job in the government and came over and took over as a Vice Chancellor. So when I'm telling you, I tell you both as a parent also and as a Vice Chancellor also, that your children are in one of the best medical colleges in the country. We have got the best infrastructure and we have got the best of the faculty. And this is not only coming from you. Just about a week back, we had a National Assessment and Accreditation Council, what we call as a NAC. It's 1 in 5 years inspection, which accreditation inspection, which go audit, which goes through UGC, and it classifies the various universities as A plus, A++, and also B. And then there are many Bs in that. So till now, we had been in A+, and this year we are aspiring to be A++, and maybe just another 1 week or so, we will be having the results. And the chairman of the committee was none else. He was the earlier UGC secretary and also director of NAC in the UGC. And presently, he is a vice chancellor. He's a medico himself. He's orthopedician, sports medicine person. And he is a vice chancellor at present of Government Guru Gobind Singh University at Amritsar. So these were his words, that we have got one of the best medical college facilities, one of the best hospital in the country, the best skill and simulation lab in the country, which is there. He has seen, he said, I have been to many medical colleges. I've seen the skill and simulation lab, but JSS has got the best. So you can be assured of the best infrastructure which is available in the country as such. And not only that, you can go to the web and you can even also find out from your friends and colleagues and also your mentors and peers over here. Let me just tell you some of the 4 or 5 unique features of this university, of this medical college, which no other university, no other medical college in this country has. And what are those? Others might be having number of common, like IITs would be having, but there is something very unique which this medical college and this university has, which nobody else has. And the number one is, as Dr. BG mentioned, that we are number 1 in the world in SDG 3. United Nations has got 17 goals, which are called as Sustainable Development Goals. And these have to be fulfilled by 2030. And out of that, good health and well-being, which belongs to the health sciences and health sector, in that we are number 1 in the world. Last year, we were number 16 in the world. But this time, we are number 1 in the world. So that is the number 1 uniqueness which is there about our medical college and our university and our hospital also. Second feature which we have got with us in our university is with regard to WHO. As Dr. Sanjeev said, that he is on the various bodies of and the panels of WHO and has worked very closely with them. Similarly, I can say at JSS we are working and we have been working with WHO very closely. And during COVID pandemic, WHO selected JSS to work with them to upgrade the Indian pharmaceutical industry so that the global supplies of drugs can be assured. And in this, they gave us about 2.25 crores worth of funding. WHO, even if you apply for 10 lakh rupees worth of grant, WHO doesn't give money. But they gave to JSS 2.25 crores worth of money. We trained about more than 300 industries in the country, 1,100 people. And we are the only university in the country and in the world whose name figures on the WHO website, where it says, WHO website says that the first of the series of the virtual GMP workshops were organized by WHO at all the 3 levels, that is WHO headquarters Geneva, WHO Southeast Asia Regional Office New Delhi, and WHO Office India, along with JSS. And this is there on WHO Global website, both in Geneva and in the Southeast Asian region. So this is very unique about our organization, and WHO would come to us only if we are only almost matching the best in the world, as not only India, but best in the world. Third thing which we have got in our university, which no other organization has got. Remember, don't forget, we are a private university. We are not a government university. So none of the government university, none of the private university has kept aside 1 crore rupees separate to send 10 of its research scholars in the best of the cutting edge laboratories in the world to go and work there from 3 months to 1 year. And all the expenses are borne by our university. No university wears. No university will give this money, but we give money, and already our 10 research scholars, they are abroad. They are working on the cutting edge platforms. They will come back and reproduce those cutting edge platforms in our university, because just 12 kilometers from here, we have got another global university campus which is coming up. The phase 1 is already progressing. Today, our Swamiji is at the site. I was also at site in the morning, but I had to come over here for the induction program. The inspection is going on. He's personally looking after it. We are spending in the first phase of this project 1,250 crores. And by 2026 September, this first phase will be ready. And this will be one of the best global university campus in the country, coming up in 100 acres. And then after that, phase 2 will start. And the total money we are going to spend on this campus is 2,500 crores. Just think of a private university spending 2,500 crores on its global university. AIMS Jammu, which is being set up with almost 800 bed capacity, the funding for that is 1,640 crores. And see the amount of money which we are going to spend, and this is going to be the largest campus within this region when it comes up over in September 2026. Now, another thing which I would like to tell you is that we have got something which is developed to match or to evaluate the performance of our faculty, which we called as Technology Assistance Performance-Based Appraisal System, or we also called as Performance-Based Appraisal System. This is like a use of technology to see how our faculty is working, how many classes they take, how many workshops they attend, how many conferences they attend, how many research papers they have published. So it's basically an evaluating platform for this faculty's performance over a year, and that we called as a tapas. And in this we got Asia Pacific Quality Network, that we are the only university to get this at the world level. And this award was given to us Dhaka. And the last thing which I would like to mention in this one which we are doing very unique is that the present WHO Director General is the former Health Minister of Ethiopia. So once we did this WHO GMP workshop, I think somewhere it has caught attention of Ethiopian health authorities. And we are the only university in the country where we are getting Ethiopian food and regulatory officers to come for training in food and drugs to our university. And it is fully funded by them. So there are many other achievements we have got. We are the university which has got global university, this what we call as QS ranking, 3 platinums, platinum plus in medicine, platinum plus in pharmacy, platinum plus in dental. And we are the only university in the country whose dental subject has got platinum plus. So why I'm telling you this thing is that both the students and the parents, they should be assured that their wards are in one of the best universities and one of the best medical colleges in the country. Then besides studies, I think it has already been very nicely covered by Dr. Sanjeev. 2 areas which I would like to bring to our students' notice is that you will be apprised about other programs, but 2 things which I would like to draw your attention. One is research. Nowadays, research has become very, very important for not only these life sciences students, but also for medical students. And it is better as undergraduate students, you get involved into research activities. And our students are already getting involved. You will hear from your peers. And we give every student who is interested in research a seed money of 25,000 rupees to start a small project and start working on it. And the funding can increase as the project progresses, and even try to come out with a publication. And our students in our university and in our medical college, they also have their own digital journal. And this digital journal, it is having almost a following in how many countries? Almost 140 countries. So just remember our students, MBBS students, they are running a digital journal which is read in 140 countries across the globe. So that is the type of a platform which will be available to you. So try to please make use of it, and we will be more than happy to give you the seed money for going ahead with it. The last thing which I would also like to tell you is, now it is becoming a very competitive. So students, besides, you see the technology part of it, now you got a lot of wearable technologies like Apple watches are there, watches which can, or the devices which can measure your heart, blood pressure, and other devices are coming. Artificial intelligence are coming. So we have got this Sparkle Cine. It's an entrepreneurship center just across the road. So a lot of medical students, they go and try to do the innovation at their own end. So it's not only about seeing the patients. Now, today's students has to be technology savvy. He has to know artificial intelligence. He has to be entrepreneur on its own. Like you see, when you will go to the hospital, you will see CT scan, PET scan, ultrasound. So how you can improve upon that device. So there is a Sparkle Cine Center, Entrepreneurship Development Center, which you can make use of it. And this will basically give you a very, very enriching experience. Now, coming over to the parents. I will just briefly lastly touch upon the parents is that how satisfying is it that your student, your children, they do medical or they go for higher studies. And I know parents have to toil and turmoil very hard for it. And I can connect with the parent because not only as a vice chancellor, as a parent, I have taught my two children. One, my daughter, she did her MBBS, as I mentioned over here. Later on, did she her PG also. Now she is a intensivist in Fortis Escort Hospital in this Delhi Friends Colony. My son, he did his MBBS from Manipal Medical College. He is in Chicago. And how satisfying it is as a parent, let me tell you, is when your children tell you that, Papa, why are you working? You go and sit and relax. You have never enjoyed your life. Go and chill. So when your children grow up and they tell a parent that you go and chill, you enjoy your life, I think that is nothing more satisfying than for a parent as such. And though I work because I basically get a very handsome pension from the government. I have worked for many years. But when your children go and tell you that why are you working? We'll take care of you. And you go and relax your life. And even my son tells me many times that you don't know how to enjoy life. And let me tell you, as I feel, the parents of my age who are there, we are so addicted to work that we don't know how to enjoy also. So for us, it is work from morning till evening. But when your children tell you, you go and enjoy and chill and we will take care of you, I think you feel that all the toil which has gone educating two children in a private medical colleges, I think that is fulfilled. And today morning only, it's not an exaggeration, but today morning only he called me from Chicago because we talk in the morning because it's like a time for him to go to bed and for us time to get up in the morning. So he was telling me that I will send you the air tickets. You come on the Christmas and we will enjoy the Christmas together. And I told him the temperature out there will be -20 or -25 in Chicago. But he said, Dad, why should you worry? I'll bring the jacket to you at the airport. You just need one jacket to take care of you. And I will take care of it. And I will show you around how the Christmas goes in Chicago. And then we'll both come together fly back to India because I'm taking 1 week's vacation from there. So how satisfying for you as a parent it is that when children take care of you and when you have given them a good education and children do well in life. So I can assure the parents that all the hard work, all the effort which they have put, I think it will one day pay the dividends to them, just like it is paying to me. So with these words, I once again thank the parents for trusting and reposing trust and confidence that they have reposed in our JSS HR system and seen that their children, they join our medical college. And I can assure you that we'll come up to your best of expectations. And I assure all the students, you'll have not only a great learning experience, we have a very vibrant sports life also over here, a cultural life also over here. And it's a very, very dynamic, vibrant campus life which is there here, which is waiting for you to enjoy. With these words, I once again welcome you to this campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for rendering the presidential address. We have now reached the end of inaugural ceremony. I request Dr. Deepa Bhatt, Professor, Department of Anatomy, JSS MC, to propose vote of thanks.
Pranams to lotus feet of His Holiness. A very good afternoon, one and all. I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks for the induction program of 2024-25 batch of medical students. I express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished Pro-Chancellor Dr. B. Suresh and our Vice-Chancellor Dr. Surinder Singh for enhancing the reputation of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research on an international scale. I thank our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Levin, for his evidence-based experience and enthralling the audience and motivating the new entrants to this noble profession. From the very first time we were exposed to him during the teachers' training at St. John's Medical College, and every platform where we have listened to him, he has mesmerized all of us. I think even the audience believe that he has pumped adrenaline to all of us and motivating in spite of all the challenges experienced in this profession. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our beloved Registrar, Dr. B. Manjunatha, for being a constant support for all of us. I extend my thanks to Dr. Vishal Kumar Gupta, Dean Academics, for being with us for this occasion. We have another role model, a great leader, a teacher, who is a backbone of our institution, Dr. H. Basavanagaudappa, who has been a constant support for any of the activities associated with this university. I thank Dr. C.P. Madhu, Medical Superintendent, and our Vice Principal, Dr. Praveen Kulkarni, Dr. Suma MN, and Dr. Mantappa sir, who has played a very important role for meticulously planning this event and the smooth sail through the entry for all the parents and the students to this medical college. I also thank our dynamic administrative officer, Sri Satish Chandra sir, who is very important for conduct of any of the events at our institution. I also thank all the resource persons who will be addressing you today and also take you through the foundation course and briefing you about different aspects of medical education. I thank members and team of Medical Education Unit, CCLP, and Curriculum Committee for planning and execution of the course. I also thank the head of the department and teaching faculty for supporting for this event. I also thank Mrs. Shilpa, Assistant Administrative Officer, technical staff, office bearers, and all the non-teaching faculty who have joined hands for the successful conduct of this event. Last but not the least, it is the proud parents and the students. It is you who will add feathers to the cap of this academy. So it is you who will take the institution to the greater heights. Thank you for choosing us, and we welcome you with all the best wishes for your journey through this institution. So I thank each one of you who have supported in the fruitful conduct of this induction program. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Jaya 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 He. Thank you. All of you, please be seated. We will have further sessions.
Now I invite Dr. Praveen Kulkarni, Vice Principal, Clinical, to give an overview about JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research to our students.
Very good afternoon to one and all. We are running late as per our schedule. So I'll keep everything very crisp, and so that we'll have many more sessions to come. So where we are going to have a lot of interaction and more important things are there in the box for you. So first of all, from my side, I welcome all the new students to JSS Medical College, and I heartily request you to enter into our family as a most loved and most respected family members. Welcome to you all. Since morning, we are listening a lot about the institution. So I'll be concentrating more on what support the institution provides to the students, and also a very brief overview of all our endeavors that we had since the inception of the institution. So my presentation has got three parts. One, I'll be introducing you to the university, that is JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. I'll be introducing you to the medical college and also to the hospital. Since morning, we are hearing he is a visionary who has established JSS Mahavidyapitha. And after he established Mahavidyapitha, which was the medical services were provided through one small primary health center, private primary health center. And it has grown to such an extent that from one health center, we are now having a 1,800 bedded multi-speciality hospital with the medical college attached, with large number of students studying, and with the allied health science programs. The reason why we are all sitting here is because of his vision. He was the 23rd pontiff of Sri Suttur Mutt. Sri Suttur Mutt is a spiritual organization which has got the lineage of more than 1,000 years. The current pontiff, the Chancellor of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, who is again a great visionary. The foundations that were laid by the 23rd Pontiff Sri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji were extended to the leaps and bounds by the current Chancellor, and under his leadership, we have spread our tentacles to not only various parts of the country and to the various parts of the world. Now we have large number of institutions. You can keep counting. We have more than 350 institutions, starting from kindergarten till IAS training institutions spread across different parts of the country. And now we have started institutions in Mauritius. We have institutions in Dubai. We have a campus in UK and many other countries. We have started establishing our networking. Though the medical college was existing since 1984, in 2008, there was the dawn of JSS University. We were separately working as a medical school, dental school, pharmacy college in Mysore, pharmacy college in Ooty. The vision that you are seeing over here, the visionary leaders of JSS Mahavidyapita, our His Holiness Mahaswamiji, and the one you are seeing next to him, our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. B. Suresh, they thought, let us bring all these related institutions together and make ourselves as a deemed to be university. With the UGC support, the JSS University was started in the year 2008. Though we are just 15 years as a university, the medical college has got the lineage, has got the services, the history of 40 years. And from 2008, we never looked back. It was only the progress we are seeing, and over a period of time, we had large number of accolades and milestones that we have crossed, that you listened from various leaders of our institution since so far. This is our leadership team. You have already met few of them. The one who is at the extreme left is our executive secretary, and Dr. B. Suresh is our pro-chancellor. He was the he's a former chairman of Pharmacy Council of India. Dr. Surinder Singh, whom you met now, he was the chairman of Drug Controller General of India. He used to be the man for vaccines in the country. He has been working as a director of National Vaccine Institute at Kasauli, and he has been the chairman of the Drug Controller General. He was a Drug Controller General of India, which is a responsible body for manufacturing the drugs as also vaccines across the country. And this is our board of members. They are the one who are guiding us across. We have the representation from various parts, starting from the representation from Harvard Medical School to our own Padma Bhushan Dr. Krishna M. Ella, who was the Covaxin man of India. They are the one who guide us in providing quality education and services to the people. These are our vision and mission. The ultimate goal of education is to transform the individuals and societies. And JSS Mahavidyapita, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research works for this goal of transforming the societies, transforming the individuals with 4 basic principles. Number 1, following ethical standards, mutual respect, student-centric education, and responsiveness to the needs of the society and to the nation. JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research has got 4 constituent colleges. That is Medical College, Dental College, Pharmacy Campus in Mysore, and JSS College of Pharmacy in Ooty. We run 3 schools, School of Public Health, School of Life Sciences, and School of Life Sciences in Mysore and Ooty. And we run 170 academic programs. And we have 7 university departments, starting from various domains like water and health system management studies, nutrition, yoga, etc. This is in brief about our university's accolades, our standards. We have 4 constituent colleges, 7 departments, and 3 schools. Our faculty published more than 12,000 papers, research papers in reputed national and international journals. We have more than 1,000 faculty, both teaching and non-teaching, more than 8,000 students studying in our academy, and more than 900 researchers are there, and we run more than 170 programs. These are our accolades. The JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research has been ranked 24th by National Institutional Ranking Framework for the year 2023. We were maintaining 34th rank consecutively for 7 years. And this year we had a huge jump of 10 ranks, and we are ranked 24th in the country as a university. And if you look as institutions, we have been ranked. Our JSS College of Pharmacy has got a 4th rank, and JSS College of Pharmacy Mysore has got 7th rank, and many other our institutions have got different ranking systems. And already many of our dignitaries have told about the ranking frameworks where we have been projecting. Let us now begin with our journey as a medical college. We started in 1984. We have a 40 years of legacy in excellence in medical education. And initially, we were affiliated to the University of Mysore from 1984 to 1995. And then we were affiliated to Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. And now, with the dawn of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, we have been a part of JSS Academy of JSS University since 2008. And after UGC told private institutions cannot claim themselves as the universities, they need to change their nomenclature from university to academy. Now we are JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, and now JSS Medical College is a constituent college of JSS Academy. These are our strategic plans. We call it as mantra, starting from medical care with compassion, academic excellence, nurturing student quality, technology-driven education and care, research and innovations, achieve continuous and lifelong learning. These are our administrators, and these are our departments in which we provide the services. We have the broad specialities as well as the super specialities, and we run 23 postgraduate programs across different broad specialities. And we have 5 super specialty programs. We call it as DM and MCH. Apart from that, we run 13 BSc programs and 13 MSc programs. So altogether, as a JSS Medical College, we offer 62 programs. Out of 171 programs offered by the university, more than 30% programs are offered by JSS Medical College. These are few of our programs. We run PhD in 2 faculties, Faculty of Medicine and Faculty of Biomedical Sciences. Currently, there are 179 students, scholars who are pursuing their PhD in the institution. So much has been spoken about the ranking. I am again not going to talk. One thing that all of you need to remember and really proud to be that we are contributing to the world through the Sustainable Development Goals. UN has set up 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and from 2018, we are consistently participating in the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking for the Sustainable Development Goals. And year on year, we have been progressing. And last year, we were ranked 16th in Times Higher Education ranking for the Sustainable Development Goal 3. And this year, we have reached first in the world. You may ask how many. We do not fatigue telling this multiple times. Okay, you parents, do you fatigue telling your friends and families your children have got MBBS seat in an institution, a deemed university? You won't fatigue, right? Because it is a matter of pride to all of you. And our institution is our child. And our child has got first rank in the world, and n number of times we want to tell. And we want you also to tell it, because your children are studying in the institution which has been ranked first in the world for Sustainable Development Goal 3. And if you ask me how many have participated, always we ask, right? Our kids come and tell, I got first rank, I got first place in running race. You always ask, how many were there with you who participated? And that determines how standard you are. I'll tell you, our university has received this first rank out of 1,498 universities which have participated in this ranking across the world. It is not only India, it is not only Karnataka, it is not only Southeast Asia, it is the entire world. So that's the reason it's a matter of pride to all of us that we have participated and we have been recognized for that. And we use variety of teaching learning methods. We have 11 faculty members who have done their fellowship only on teaching. This is one of the uniqueness of the institution. So 11 faculty members of our college have undergone FAMER fellowship. FAMER is Foundation for Advancement in International Medical Education and Research. And this is a very competitive teachers training program where thousands of people across the world apply. Out of them, only 14 are selected every year by 3 institutions in the country. And we are 11 in this entire process where, with such high competitive selection process, our teachers have got trained. And we also get training from the National Medical Commission on the faculty development initiatives on how to teach. We have array of teaching learning methods starting from innovative pedagogy, participatory learning techniques, community-based learning, something we call it as experiential learning. N number of teaching learning methods are adopted. There was, we were all talking about something called Skill and Simulation Lab. The institution has spent more than 22 crore to establish a skill and simulation center at our hospital campus. Please visit it once. Students will anyways visit. Parents, I request you to kindly go and have a look at it. That distinguishes our institution from rest of the world. Why should we have skill and simulation center? When I advocate about skill and simulation center, people will ask me, why you want skill and simulations, and why don't you have patients in the hospital? We have 1,800 bedded hospital where more than 1 lakh inpatients will be there every year. And ensuring the safety of patients is also the responsibility of medical colleges. So we train our students in the skill lab until they develop a required competency to work on patients. That will make the patients feel safe, and also the students feel confident on treating the patients. We did not have, I have seen, as I did my MBBS from 2002 to 2008, and we used to use pumpkin to give injection and learn injection, intramuscular injections. We did not have these kind of facilities. So we are very proud that we are providing those kind of facilities to our students so that they are more equipped. Dr. Sanjeev was making a mention, the ultimate goal of medical education is to bring out a physician of first contact who can serve the community with adequate knowledge and competency. That is all the reason why NMC has come out with competency-based medical education. A physician of first contact. We want our students to come out as physicians of first contact in the community. And you do the special super specialties, you do the specialties, that is the second part. But what we are offering to the country as a human resource to the for the health. We have virtual learning situations. We have e-learning platforms. We have large key thrust areas. Basically, we have impactful research, social outreach, collaborations, etc. So we have good research facilities that has already been told by our leaders. You can just walk into our campus that is there opposite to our main building. There is something called JSS College of Pharmacy. There you have two important things to see. One is something called University Sophisticated Instrumentation Center. It is a central laboratory where high-end equipments are available for conducting the research. And second thing that is worth seeing there is something called Sparkle Cine. That is for the social entrepreneurship. That is the entrepreneurship hub. There are pre-incubators and incubators working in that particular building for innovations and best practices. So you can just pay a visit your children. We conduct something called as Shark Tank. Very few medical colleges conduct Shark Tank. You have seen engineering colleges conducting it, IITs conducting it, IIMs conducting it. We have Shark Tank for the medical students. Medical students come out with their innovations, and those innovations are nurtured, and we support the students to come out with the patentable products. And the Sparkle Cine is the one that actually helps us in doing that. I'll not again go into these details. We have something which is worth mentioning is Student Research Cell. In 2015, few students came to me and told, we need some sort of support for doing research. Undergraduate students, PGs will do as a part of their routine their routine dissertation work, but that it is not mandatory for the undergraduate students to do the research. And students came and told, we want a body to handhold us in conducting the research, starting from protocol development till the publication. We established this Student Research Cell, which is a body that supports the students in conducting meaningful research of societal impact. After this cell was established, we are one among the institutions who get highest number of ICMR short-term studentship projects for the undergraduate students. And students apply this year in 2024, more than 180 students from the institution have applied for ICMR STS. And we are waiting for the results. And there is no, if the projects do not get accepted, we always submit the projects with there are some scientists sitting over here. We submit the projects and we are not very sure whether we are going to get the funding or not. If we do not get approval from ICMR, the same projects are submitted to JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. The academy recognizes the best protocols, and the ones which are not approved by ICMR are funded by JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, so that the students should not get demotivated in conducting the research. They were telling about the overseas fellowship. We are spending crores together for the students to go abroad and do their research in laboratories outside the country and learn from there and bring the practices over here. So large number, we have a very huge infrastructure to conduct the research. These are our laboratories. Always I consider seeing is believing. Go and have a look at it. I think you have already had. So I had interacted with few of the parents at the time you came for the seat selection and your admission process. I tried to explain them as much as possible, but the story will not end. There is something called seeing is believing. You go and see. That will make you feel more proud. That will make you feel, the presence. So have a look at our facilities so that you will understand. We have a genetic laboratory in the hospital. We have something called as Center for Clinical Excellence and Research. This is the center where we conduct clinical trials. You name any COVID-19 vaccine that is available, all those vaccines have undergone phase 3 trials at JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. Starting from Covishield, I was the principal investigator. I gave first Covishield vaccine to my trial participants 5 months before the government rolled out nationwide COVID-19 vaccination program. We vaccinated the participants. The vaccine trial we started in August 30, 2020. The vaccine became available in January 2021. So you name any vaccine, Covaxin, Covishield, Covovax. No, that's what is called as Novavax in the Western countries. Johnson & Johnson. N number of COVID-19 vaccines, which were all available in the country, have undergone trial in our institution. We were recognized by the BIRAC, by DBT, to be one of the mentoring center for other institutions across the country on how to conduct COVID-19 vaccine trials. We mentored almost 15 institutions in the country on how to conduct COVID-19 vaccine trials, and we got a grant of 1.75 crore from DBT on developing a center for immunogenicity studies in COVID-19 vaccines. Apart from that, large number of clinical trials, 102 vaccine trials we have completed in last 5 years, and 37 trials are going on. The students have got ample opportunity to work. We have Central Animal House, which is again of GLP grade. Our faculty publish large number of research projects every year, research papers every year. So last year, we published 578 publications only from the medical college out of 1,200 publications from the university. 50% of publications are from medical college. So that is all the contribution that we are providing to the institution. Scholarship we have already had. A lot of parents were asking about, do you have international collaborations? During my interaction with the parents, we have collaboration with large number of international universities for the student exchange and faculty exchange. What do? NMC doesn't allow the students to go out. They want 4.5-year students to study in the institution. They do not want students to go abroad and do their electives like any other specialties. We are repeatedly requesting NMC, but there is an opportunity during internship. Our students during internship go abroad, stay in the foreign countries, in the foreign universities for some time, come back and continue their internship. That kind of flexibility we will be providing. We give testimonials, we provide recommendations to the students, we align the students with the foreign countries. If they want to go, we provide them the complete support. You may ask me what support you are providing for USMLE. We have something called extension program. Our students who have successfully cleared PLAB, successfully cleared USMLE, they will come back, okay, during their sabbatical or during when they come to visit their parents, their relatives in India. They write to us, they tell us, I'm in India. So we call them over here, we make them talk, share their experiences with the students and encourage them, motivate them for USMLE and PLAB exams. Ultimately, at the end of the day, let me tell very frankly, as a medical educator in the country, I don't want my children to go out and go for a brain drain. We want you to serve our country. So that's what is basically required. That's all the reason we want all of you to be here. But when there is an opportunity, you should go. Like Sanjeev was telling, he went to large number of countries, served there, came back and serving the institution, serving our country. So try to do like that. Go, come back and make India as your workplace and go other places, study, develop your skills, come back to India and start, working over here. And large number of people are going every year, every week. Myself, Shiv Prakash is here, so we at least approve 3 USMLE student, 3 ECFMG approvals every week. Okay, large number of students go abroad and they study here. We nurture innovations. Physical infrastructure, I will not tell, you can just have a look at it. These are our sport facilities. JSS Hospital was started as a small primary health center and it has grown to a level of 1,800 bedded multi-speciality hospitals with large number of ICU beds, with state-of-the-art NICU. Let me tell you very proudly, JSS Hospital is accredited by NABH. And all the laboratories of JSS Hospital are accredited by NABL. And apart from that, our institutional ethics committee is accredited by NABH. And our emergency medicine department, Dr. Madhu Srinivas Rangan, is sitting as a proud parent over here. His photo was there in the slide. I am talking as a blind man because my PowerPoint has got changed. Dr. Madhu Srinivas Rangan runs, can you please recognize yourself, sir? So Dr. Madhu Srinivas Rangan is faculty in the Department of Emergency Medicine. He is also parent. His department is recognized as one of the best emergency medicine department in Southeast Asia. So he was the one who went and collected that certificate. So hospital has got large accolades and milestones, and we are providing the quality service to the people. Let me tell you, in a very crude manner, we provide affordable healthcare to the people. 50 rupees if you make a card in our hospital, you can avail all specialty and super specialty services over a period of 1 year. person can walk in to any department and avail the consultation for 1 whole year for 50 rupees. Okay, so we are empaneled to large number of insurance schemes in the institution, to the country, in the country. Like it could be Vajpayee, it could be Vajpayee Arogyashri, it could be Yashaswini, it could be Pradhan Mantri, PMJAY, what we call. All those schemes are empaneled, including ESI, in the institution. Now, these are some of the super specialty and specialty services that are provided in the hospital. And we have leading edge technology providing the services to the people. Let me tell you at the end, what support the students have got. We have got an excellent mentorship program about which Dr. Vijaya is going to talk at afternoon. We conduct Asclepius. Many of you might have heard. Many of you had registered also for that. I came to know. It is an undergraduate national conference that we are conducting since last 5 years. Large number of students across the country and outside the country also participated when it was made online during COVID-19. We conduct something called Model United Nations, JSS MUN, for developing the leadership skills for the students. We have our college magazine called Samarthya. Samarthya is our college magazine where the students can demonstrate their talents. We have 9 student clubs. Club for music, club for drama, what we call club for literature, we call Biblicor. We have a club for forensic medicine. We have Minds Club, that is a club for psychiatry related aspects. And we have club for teachers also. If you are interested in reading, the students can join that club. We call it as JSS Dial, doctors interested in alternative learning. Okay, so you can be a part of that and learn. Students conduct every year a cultural fest for 1 week called as Tattvam. And for allied health science students also, we have something called Amogotsava. Annual sport meet is conducted every year. And apart from that, we provide student support center. For nowadays, with the anxiety, with the stress, all those things, our students and including faculty, including all of us, need some sort of a psychological support. We have a student support center, which is working round the clock. Students who need any sort of support, they will be referred to the clinical psychologist there, and the details of the student will be kept completely confidential. Okay, so we have a student insurance scheme where the students are contributing, and we provide healthcare up to the cost of 2 lakh per annum for their healthcare. Okay, and we have a society, a store where you can go and get the necessary things at a lower cost, lower price. These are few things that I wanted to share with all of you. JSS Medical College, we have started our journey. There is still a long way to go. Parents, you have given your children to us. They're ours now. Okay, we own them. For next 5.5 years, forget them. Learn how to celebrate Diwali, how to celebrate Holi without your kids, because they have larger role to play in the world of medicine. And don't expect that your children are going to get the same score that they used to get in +2, that they used to get in 10th standard. 98 out of 100. We scored our kids. How 2 marks went? Now in medical education, 75 is the highest. If your son or daughter calls you up and say, I got 74 of 100 in anatomy first internals, appreciate them. They are near to the distinction. Okay, I'm asking you, please lower the threshold of your expectation from kids. Dr. Rajalakshmi is going to talk about the parents' responsibilities at afternoon, because I encounter parents very frequently. Since 3 days, I'm encountering large number of parents. Triple sharing room is given, double sharing is not given, single sharing is not given. Okay, you are all sitting in the classroom of 250 students. and hardly you get time to spend at the hostel, please allow them to lead the social life. This is a time at which you need to just release them from all the restrictions you have and make them fly with their own wings. The battery you were with the battery with which you were supporting their wings, try to withdraw it. But at the same time, provide them moral support. Okay? Keep talking to them regularly. Track their progress. We'll also be sending our emails to you about their internals marks, their attendance and all, but keep a track of your kids, what they're doing, how they're progressing. You can call up us anytime. We may not receive your call at first instance. If we are busy in a meeting, we'll at least drop a message. We will call you up. Or you can call up after 6 o'clock. Between 6 to 9 o'clock, you can call us. We will be ready to take your calls and respond. If we do not take the call, drop a message, we'll call you back. Okay. Point is, ultimately, they need to shine. That's what is required. It is just a beginning of the journey of 1,000 miles. Students, don't feel homesick. This is your home now. Feel sick if you go out of the campus. We provide all sort of support to you so that you will not have any sort of difficulties in first few months of your stay in the campus. Please remember, parents, there is no ragging. Ours is a ragging-free campus. A minute incidence of even staring at juniors is taken very, very seriously. Okay, so our faculty, our postgraduates will be, doing daily rounds in the hostel as flying squads, and they'll be interacting with the students. After a week or 10 days, they will only call you up and tell, okay, there is no problem over here. You listen from them rather than me boosting myself for a number of times. Okay, please be courteous with the management. We are always going to support you. And be courteous with your students. And students, I have 5 lessons to tell you before I stop. That is what is called as Panchashila. This was taught by Rishis when students enter into their Gurukul and when they are leaving the Gurukul. Twice they used to teach. I am teaching you as a Guru at the time of your entry. It is nothing new. This every one of you know. Respect your mother. Respect your father. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. Respect your teachers. Acharya Devo Bhava. Always tell truth. Satyam Vada. Always, lead your life in an ethical manner. Dharmam Chara. These are 5 lessons that you need to learn and that you need to adapt, that you need to inculcate in your life so that you will be the most successful person. Becoming a doctor, becoming an engineer, becoming a lawyer, becoming teacher is different. Ultimately, we all should be human beings. And if you adapt these 5, you are going to be the good human beings. So I want you to come out as good human beings. Please don't think you have chosen medical profession. No. You have not chosen medical profession. Medical profession has chosen you. It doesn't choose anybody. Destiny has decided that you should become a doctor. They were all telling they wanted to become engineer. Our vice chancellor was saying, our principal was saying, BC Roy's example was given. All of them wanted to become the teacher. I also joined engineering college, stayed there for 1.5 months, but I could not adjust. Came to medical college. Things are, because once your destiny has decided where you need to do, what you need to do, you cannot change it. Now the profession has chosen you. You give the best to the profession that has chosen you. That is all in their hand. So in your hand, I thank all of you for patient listening. I congratulate once again all of you, the parents, students, for being a part of our extended family of JSS. And I wish you a great learning experience with all of us in days to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving detailed overview of JSS here. I request Dr. Pushpalata K, Professor, Department of Anatomy, to give a token of appreciation to Dr. Praveen Kulkarni. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Pushpalata K, Professor of Anatomy, JSS Medical College, to give an introduction to MBBS program.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know I'm standing in between you and the lunch. I'll just take a 10 minutes just to go through because you're spending 5.5 years in this course, how this course runs. Okay. Anyway, congratulations to the proud parents and the students for choosing and coming into the JSS family. So this competency-based medical education, I know many of the doctor parents are here. So what we had studied was a traditional course. Now in 2019, the National Medical Commission has come up with this competency-based medical education. So what our resource person, the chief guest, was talking about the knowledge, skill, and the attitude, which was in a hidden curriculum previously. Now it has come in the curriculum itself. So that is the competency-based medical education, which was implemented in 2019. So this is the course outline for the present year batch. So this October, you're starting with the phase 1, that is the first year MBBS. You will have exams in next year, that is 25 September. Okay, that is the 12-year program. At the end of 1 year, that is a 12 months program, first year. Again, you'll be starting the second year in October 2026, 25, and it will be again 12 months. And phase 3, part 1, again 12 months. But when you see the phase 3, part 2, it is 18 months. There you see there, which includes there is something called as an electives. Okay. So then your internship will be starting in 2019, April, the 12 months, where there within that period, you'll be facing if the next regulation comes. Okay. So that will be in the implemented once the next comes there. Till then, this is the guidelines or your course outline. So the first year, along with there is a foundation course now what you're going through. Then there is 3 main pillars in the first years. What you have is the physiology, anatomy, and the biochemistry. Along with that, we'll be taking you to the hospital for the early clinical exposure. And there is a module called as a ADCOM, that is the attitude, ethics, and the communication skills. And you'll be introduced to the family adoption program. Second year, the 3 main subjects you have is the pathology, microbiology, and the pharmacology. Along with that, it will be introduction to the phase 3, part 1 and part 2 clinical subjects. Along with there will be a clinical postings. In the first year, you will be confined only in the medical college. Only in the early clinical exposure will take you to the hospital. But in the second years, you'll have the second year onwards, you'll be posted for the clinical postings. And in the phase 3, part 1, that is in the third year, you have ENT, ophthalmology, and the community medicine and forensic medicine. These are the 4 main subjects in the part 1. So again, there's a 12 months along with the clinical postings and the other. This ADCOM, it is a vertical module from phase 1 till the phase 3, part 2, you'll be having this ADCOM module. And there is a 1 month, 1 month of electives postings once you finish the part 1. Then you have the part 2, that is the final year, you have all the clinical subjects. That is the 18 months. So again, in this 18 months, after this, you'll be, if the next regulations or the next exam is implemented, you'll be having this next exam at the end of the part. So this is just in a brief. This anyway, it is there in your academic calendar. Do not worry, it is given in the academic calendar. And a lot of students and the parents are taking a picture. It is there in the academic calendar. So this is how it has been divided all the 4 years. So this the teaching hours, how each subject is given. That is the this clear-cut guidelines is given by the NMC, and we strictly follow with this. So there is where you can see there is a small group discussion. So there's a lot of small group discussions will be there, a lot of interactions will be there. So another thing, what is the important, what has been implemented in competency-based medical education is the early clinical exposure. In the first year itself, we will take you to the hospital and the community health centers where you will be learning, okay, with your clinical learning. And the electives, after your finish that 3rd year, that is phase 3 part 1, you'll have 1 month of electives. So once you come to that stage, we'll give you in detail about this. Another important thing which is there in the CBME curriculum is the skill training and certification. Okay, so this is what we are learning. This is the competency and the skill-based education where the skills, whatever you learn, will be certified. If you don't get certified with these skills, you will not be allowed to take the university exam. So all these skills will be certified by the respective departments. Okay, so there is 3 things will be there. That is, you have to do independently. Some skills you need to observe or you do it on the simulation. Some you need to demonstrate on the mannequins. Okay, so these are the few skills. This will be exposed once you go to the each department. Okay, this is what I was talking about, the ATCOM module. So there's the attitude, ethics, and communication skills. Previously, it was a hidden curriculum. So now we teach in the curriculum. We take it as a role models. The teachers, we used to take it as the role models, but now we are going to learn that in the curriculum. Okay. And another important aspect, especially for the parents, the attendance is, we strictly follow this. It is 80% in the clinicals or the practicals. It is 75 in theory. So this actually it is given by the NMC. But that's what I keep telling the students. They come and say, ma'am, I have a shortage of attendance. Can I take the exam? I ask them, if the patient comes, do you say that I was not present for this class, so I cannot see, please go to my friend who's attended this class. You cannot tell this. Actually say 100% is mandatory if you take. But I know because it is inhuman to say 100%. That's why even NMC is given some flexibility, is 80%. Okay, so we strictly follow. Last year, 15 students were retained for shortage of attendance. So I request all the parents to be in touch with mentors regarding their progress of internal assessment as well as the attendance. And even the foundation course, electives, whatever the extra classes, the ATCOM, all that is a 75% is a mandate to take the exam, university exam. So this is the mandate attendance. Please, the parents can keep this, actually can take a photograph of this where this is mandate for your ward to take the university exam. Another, the assessment part, I think the afternoon controller of examination will be telling you in detail. So here there will be an internal assessment, and here the continuous assessment will be there. The day you enter into the department, you will be assessed, including your dressing, your behavior, how you interact with your peers, how you interact, all that, your professionalism will be assessed. Okay, so there will be 3 internal assessment in the first year. Okay, I'll just tell you first in the beginning, in the first year, I don't want to confuse you with the others. In the first year, you'll be having a 3 internal assessment, and it is an average of all the 3 internal assessment. Okay, don't say that you have taken 2 internal assessment, you are eligible, and 3rd you need not take. No, all the 3 are mandatory because it is an average of all the 3 internal assessments. Okay, and along with that, there will be other subjects. Example, in first year, community medicine also started with the first year itself. So you'll have internal assessment for the other subjects, which is not the university exam subjects also. Okay, and here, that is the internal assessment is only an eligibility criteria for you to take the university examination. Okay, so here this put it as a 40%. You need to take minimum 40% in theory and practical, but together it is 50%. Example, if you take 45 in theory, you need to take 55 in practicals to be eligible for a university exam. So separately, minimum 40% in theory and practicals, and together it is 50%. And we are very strict with this. Please, the request to the parents, make sure that you are in constant communicate with your mentors about the progress, because after the first internals, the parents will be informed about the internal marks, and every month about their attendance will be communicated. And here the attempt. Okay, so maximum within 10 years, you need to complete your MBBS course. Okay, it is now it is a within 10 years. I know many of you will be thinking, because many of the crossed that previously this clause was not there. Some of them even in 2000 batch students are there in many of the colleges, I would say. But now the NMC is made it mandatory. It is only 10 years. After that, you need to re-register or quit the course. Okay. And in the maximum number of attempts, okay, to clear the first year, please be clear. The first year, only 4 attempts. If you take anatomy once, physiology once, then that will consider 2 attempts. So minimum only 4 attempts. If within this 4 attempts, if you're not clearing, then you will have to re-register or quit the course. So I request all the students not to go to this level. This, I'm not scaring or anything, but this is mandate. Okay, in many colleges, many students have retained with this and they quit the course. Okay, so please be careful with this. And in the first year, you can take maximum only 4 years. Okay, so total course, it is only 10 years. So this is the phase-wise subjects, okay, and number of internal assessments. So in the first year, 3 subjects, and there's a 3 internal assessment. Again, the second year, 3 subjects and 3 internal assessment. Along with the other subjects, as I said, there will be internals will be conducted for that. The last, the dress code. So first, my request to the parents is please make sure that your children follow this dress code. And if you are not following this, please change their wardrobe. Please make sure that this is their dress code. Okay. The girls, the long kurti below knee kurti. Okay. And there is no short tops, no jeans. Okay. And formal. For students, only formal dress, formal shoes, no chappal, no sports shoe, nothing. So this is the dress code you have to follow. So is it clear? I think I can see now many faces are becoming small, but this is the dress code. We do not allow anything else. We'll send you back to change and come. So make sure that you come with this dress code. Even to the library, there is some dress code. Please follow the dress code. You're into a professional college. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. Praveen Kulkarni to present the certificate to Dr. Pushpalata.
Vice versa.
1:15. 1:15.
2 o'clock.
2. We shall now break for lunch. Dear students and parents, please note lunch is arranged in the college parking area, which is situated below the guest house, in the basement of the guest house, which is in front of the medical college. We request you all to assemble back by 2 p.m. Thank you.